I have had pain for somewhere between 5 to 10 years, which is a long time given I'm 27. The pain is mostly here, but it's also sometimes like down here.
Okay.
And I have a feeling that they're tied. When I was 17, I had a hamstring tendon tear and it like ripped the tendon like halfway through. And I don't think that ever fully healed. I think scar tissue built up. And then this is my theory on it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. And then I think that like my hips began to rotate and then that built tension here. And then this is actually where I feel the pain mostly. And it could be unrelated. This is just a theory.
Yep.
But I do notice like when I run, it gets worse. And then I can feel that here. And then also sitting makes it worse. And then sometimes it's like so bad that I can't sleep. I just like want to cut this part of my body off with a knife because it's so painful, which would obviously be painful, not solve the problem.
Yeah. So what level of pain do you experience?
It oscillates between, I think, 2 to like 8,
Great.
I would say. Like sometimes on a rare occasion, it will get to like a 9, but that's more rare. I have like a routine on how to go about it. I have several neck massages that I bring on planes and sit with at my office and have at home. I also go to acupuncture a lot. I get massages quite regularly, or a little too much. Tried a lot. I think it's more of a maintenance thing where it like keeps the pain below like a 6 on a weekly basis.
So do those treatments get your pain down?
Yeah, and then it can like keep me afloat for a few days, and then I have to go back to get another treatment.
But will it go down all the way?
No.
Like from an 8 to a 6 or something like that?
It will go to like, it depends, like an 8 to a 5.
Yep, got it.
And then I'll go in a few days after, and then I'll go back from like an 8 to a 5. So it's kind of
Got it.
shifting from that.
Super helpful. Okay.
Yeah. I think stress has to be part of it. I also think running is part of it. I also think amount of time I'm at my desk, part of it. And like maybe how I sleep as well. I think there's probably sleep posture, but I don't fully know. There's not like a clear recipe for it.
Wait, did you say like how long you've been here?
Yeah, so I guess it's probably been 10 years since the injury was 17, and then the shoulder pain has been more present like the last 5-ish years.
And can you trigger it now? Like, can you?
It is present now.
Okay, what are you at now, right now?
When I came here, I was less, so it's interesting that it's kind of increased. This is probably at like a 5, and this is probably at like a 7.
Wow. Okay.
One other
Gonna-
question: if you had any like surgeries or steroid shots or anything like that? Any other? You told us about massage, which is
Yeah.
cool, but surgery, steroid shots, particularly of like we should know.
When I was 17, I got a PRP injection, which is where
Okay.
they take out your blood and put in the platelets.
Yeah.
Which helped.
Cool. PRP is better than steroids for us
Yeah.
because at least it's like from your own body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Very interesting. It's like a pulsating, like I could actually feel it in my like left hand, like the pulsating down from my like shoulder to my hand. It's feels like it's adding pressure to it and kind of this oscillation of like tighter and looser is what it feels like. Which is very interesting. Yeah. Like pulsating.
Great. All right. While we're on this topic, I guess we should do a test. So, do you mind standing up and doing a slow test?
Definitely feels looser. I do feel like I can move my neck more than I can. Yeah, no, definitely feels better. I would say it's from 7 to like 5.
5. Great. Good.
Okay, let's take a break and then let's see how you feel.
That one, I felt a lot of motion, and it's kind of like this rigidity mixed with like melting. So it kind of like oscillates between those. Like my neck felt like, at one point, like the like strained out, and the area felt really solid, and then it like really melted, which was cool to experience both of those.
So that's kind of like a breakthrough, like in a way. Like, so ultimately, what we feel as practitioners is we can kind of sense what's going on in your body. We feel it in our own body in the same place. So if you saw before, like Joel was kind of like working his shoulder, he's trying to look for the very kind of like discrete area of like pain where he's got kind of like the discomfort, right? Because we can map to your body, we get some sensory. The other thing that happens actually in the practitioner's hand, the pressure changes. So like as you're putting energy in, all of a sudden there'll be like something that reconnects something. Because what's actually pushing back at us is the damage in your body is creating resistance that's kind of like making a buildup. So that buildup then creates pressure, and then we're trying to use that pressure to kind of like clear the buildup. We're basically break through that area or reconnect that area. It's one of those combinations. So like you might have felt something that was kind of like, like that. Like sometimes you feel kind of like a twitch or like something that kind of like breaks through or something.
I felt pitched down here in my leg because of that.
Yeah.
And in here as well, but that one I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
what it. Yeah.
Yeah, it really kind of like moves throughout your body, right? So it's kind of like it just spreads. How does you want to rate the?
Yeah. I think like 3.5 or 4.
3.5? Okay. Janice, you want to step in? There's like a very kind of directed, almost like surgically directed projection of energy into her body. We're looking for the channel there's damage in. We're seeking kind of on this side. We're trying to flood the area, break through kind of like the area as much as we can. So that kind of like almost precision kind of like projection is hard to do with multiple people in the same place. We have piggybacked it kind of like, I'll put my hand behind her hand, or I'll actually put my hand here and I'll put energy into her body, and then it tries to increase the energy that goes into the receiver's body.
And I'll put my hand in it.
Yeah, and so like we've done this kind of like this train like thing. Like I feel it does work, but there's kind of like some absorption that's happening kind of along the way of like I'm absorbing some of his energy, and then what's going over here is less, right? So if we're going to project the energy, I think we found that the most effective way is like let's just kind of like serially do it, like one by one, as opposed to like all try at one time.
There's just like with any practice, there's kind of various techniques like they were talking about. One technique that we'll sometimes do, like you saw Joel doing local on Cindy, and you saw Joel working with two hands. You saw Janice kind of with her left hand, kind of like pushing into the area with her, even though her right hand is, she's kind of like pushing. So there's some of these techniques. One that I've kind of like dubbed, or not I, but like we call flossing. You can actually have kind of how Joel was doing with his hand is in two places. You can have two practitioners with their hands in two places.
The energy actually can be pushed or pulled. So we actually can pull the energy from like the other side of the body too. Actually, one of the practices we do is we push or pull people off balance by creating an energy bar between their hands. And as we pull and affect the energy bar, they will feel it kind of like this. Let's give it a break. Thank you, Janice.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
How'd you feel?
Yeah. I think that one felt like less pressury and more like soft flowy, which is nice. I think down to like a 3. It's weird because I get like motion sick, and my stomach actually feels a little motion sick. I think from like the motion side.
Everyone's energy feels a little bit different. Some is kind of it's like every person's a little bit different. Their energy is a little bit different too. Some of it's actually dependent on like how long they've trained, how much pressure they've created. But it's just really different for like different reasons. So like
And when you guys were doing the chain, it felt a little bit different.
yeah. But actually, the reason why we do the chain in a way is because it's almost like you have different weapons to kind of like, or different tools, right, that you can use to kind of like try to solve the problem. So we're gonna do one more. Damon. Let's take a break. Thank you, Damon.
That was really interesting because he was on this side, which I didn't think would make much of a difference, or I didn't think it would like hit as much, but I definitely felt like a motion of the tightness like this way. It was interesting. So like kind of like felt it in my neck, like in my throat that I hadn't experienced before. And then like I felt the tightness almost moved over here, which was interesting.
What's the number now?
Take a stand. Take a breath.
Yeah. I think like a 1.5 is what I'm feeling. 1.5, you think 2? 7, I think. Yeah, 1.5.
So that's five plus points. That's what we promised. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay.